Welcome back. Gasoline hitting another new record this week as summer travel picks up. Gas Buddy is predicting $5 a gallon of gasoline as early as June 17th. The national average of gasoline now at $4.76. Joining me right now is Gas Buddy head of petroleum analysis, Patrick Haan. Patrick, great to see you. Thanks very much for being here. So what's your take on gasoline?
Good morning, Maria. You look at this and not a great one, not a great place for Americans to be right now. As you said, we've continued to set record prices every day, and that's going to continue for quite some time. Americans now spending $650 million more on gasoline every day compared to a year ago. You look at some of the month-on-month increases across the country. Illinois up 86 cents a gallon in the last month. Indiana up 79 cents. Just seeing gas prices soaring all over the country, coast to coast.
Yeah, but what's driving it? Are you expecting it to get worse in the summer months when people drive more?
Oh, without a doubt. We continue to see resilient Americans hitting the road. Demand is not as high as what we've seen in past history, but given the fact that we're pushing record prices, it's certainly very surprising to see gasoline demand remaining as strong as it is. About 8.8 million barrels a day being consumed by Americans in light of gas prices that are far beyond any records we've ever set. So, after 2 years of COVID during the summer, Americans really at least appear to say to heck with it with the high gas prices. They're going to hit the road regardless.
Yeah, I mean, this is a market that is built on supply and demand. The president says he can't really do anything about it. So what would it take to get gasoline prices down, in your view?
Well, Maria, first of all, I think there are certainly a lot of things the president may be able to do. Now, they may not bring about relief overnight, but that doesn't mean stand idly by and just let the problem solve itself. We could be talking to oil executives, refiners, saying, what can we do to improve the situation? Obviously, he's taking a trip over to Saudi Arabia. There are a couple things here and there that the president should be doing, could be doing, but maybe isn't having those roundtables. You look at President Trump inviting tech executives in to say, hey, what can we do? How can we help you? I think the Biden administration is to the point where they should be doing the same thing to refiners, saying, what can we do? What red tape can we cut to improve the situation? But that's not happening yet.
Why is it so much more in California? We talk all about the average price at $4.76 a gallon, but then you go to California, you see signs of $8 gasoline.
Well, even $9.50, Maria. It's getting ridiculous. Some stations in California now $9.45. Now the average is $6, but California leads the nation because of a cap and trade program, essentially a tax on carbon emissions, high gasoline taxes, its own blend of gasoline, environmental restrictions that basically are not conducive for refiners to do business. So there's just all sorts of different rules in California that all have the effect of pushing up prices there.
Ah, that makes sense. So where is this going now, Patrick? In past periods of high gasoline prices, did it change behavior? Does it impact economic growth? What's the impact of this?
Well, Maria, so far, Americans continue to fill their tanks. And, eventually, if we do get over that $5 a gallon price, that could be the psychological barrier that causes Americans to really rethink. Now, the pinch at the pump isn't quite as bad as it was in 2008 if you factor in inflation, which has been rampant. So we're not maybe to the point yet where people are ditching their cars and starting to bike or walk or take mass transit to work. But I think we're going to find that point potentially later this summer, and it could bring an economic slowdown along with it.
Yeah, we are certainly expecting that. People are afraid to ride the subway because of crime. So there's a whole nother conversation to be had there. Patrick, thanks very much for being here. We so appreciate your insights. Patrick Haan joining us from Gas Buddy. Thank you so much.